What's up everyone, it's Trainer Dell. In this video I have for you my Time Thief deck profile. I went with a certain build because my friends, they like to play, one of them likes to play Shaddolls and super polys and stuff like that. So I don't like to be hindered having to special summon everything on my turn. It's great for turn one play, it's awesome. But when Winda's out, and I feel like more windows are going to show up because of the Shaddoll structure deck. I really wanted a deck that I can not just special summon on my turn, but on my opponent's turn. And so yeah, this kind of, I'm trying to combat that, and I'll even show you my side deck for side deck options. So that's why I'm not playing the Danger engine. Although if you want to play Dangers, that's cool. 3 Mothman, 3 Chupacabra, and add in some like allures. You can totally do that. But this is my deck profile, so this is what I'm playing with. And you're welcome to change up what you don't like and your own meta because, I just have to beware the window. But if you don't have to really worry about that, although I'm telling y'all that Shaddoll structure deck and super play at 3, kind of scary. So starting off, just the 3 Time Thief Winder. He's the basically Stratos for spell and trap cards of the deck. Just zoom in on it, I guess. But yeah. But also, what some people forget is you can detach a material from an Xyz monster you control, and you can special summon this from your hand. And whether it's normal or special summon, you can add that Time Thief spell or trap card. So you can get some good plays off of it later on, turn 1, maybe not, but there's times where I'll definitely have an Xyz monster already on the field or a Time Thief that returned and stole a card. I can special summon and go for another Xyz play. 3 Regulator. Definitely got to play this. He's the rescue rabbit of the deck. But also, and I forget this too sometimes, but if your Xyz monster is destroyed by battle, and this is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, but they banish when they leave the field. I'm still playing 3 Bezel Shift. I think it's totally fine. I like all the level 4s I can get. This also has an effect where you can tribute this card and then target a Time Thief Xyz monster you control and attach 1 card your opponent's graveyard to it as that monster. But if this card's in your graveyard, you can attach a material from an Xyz monster and special summon it. So it's part of my OTK I put up a while ago because sometimes people forget they can go for it and it just does an extra 1,000 damage. Time Thief Chronocoder, the new one, and we've been needing a brand new main deck Time Thief, and I'm so glad it's still level 4 machine and dark, does all the stuff it needs to be. This one says during your opponent's battle phase, quick effect, you contribute this card, and the next battle damage you take from opponent's attack this turn is inflicted to your opponent instead. So it just redirects damage. I mean, they can choose not to attack, or they can choose to attack with their lowest attacking monster, but it's pretty cool. And if I face it, Xyz monster leaves the field by card effect while this card's in your graveyard, except during the damage step. You can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So if this is already in your graveyard and you remove Redoer from the field with its own effect, then you can bring this back to kind of hold down the fort. So I'm playing 3 Ash Blossoms just to stop things, it's Ash Blossom, so it helps stop stuff. Just your everyday hand trap. I decided to go with Ash Blossom because, like I said, my friends play decks in which they need to synchro, or not synchro, they send cards from their deck to graveyard, or they try to add things. So, it's like the catch-all, you try to stop anything as much as possible. I'm playing the gadgets, actually. Like I said, I don't mind setting it, so if they attack into it, I can special summon a silver gadget on their turn, or vice versa. So I'm playing the gadgets. And also because they're machines, when they're normal or special summon, as you can see, you can special summon any machine type monster. So I can bring any of these out. So this is how I like to play right now. I really try Dangers. I just don't like it. It doesn't work for me. I end up getting blown out more times than anything. You can special summon 1, draw, but that's about it. You're kind of stuck. Although the Time Thieves did get a new card to kind of help with that. So if you don't like to play the gadgets, if you don't, then it's totally fine. I'm still just playing the 1 hack Maybe bump it up to 2, but I have 2 copies of another card. And if you don't want to play the card that I have later on, my attack for this deck, then you're welcome to take it out. But I'm just still playing 1 hack. It helps with the OTK. It's searchable. That's the thing I love about it. I mean, if you have Winder or Regulator, you're going to probably end up with hack if you need it. But here's the new card, Time Thief Startup. And although it has an amazing effect where you can banish it from your graveyard and then target 1 Time Thief monster, Xyz monster, or 1 Time Thief Xyz monster you control, you attach 3 Time Thief cards to it, a monster, spell, and a trap from your graveyard to it. So it just kind of replenishes Redoer if you need materials to activate his effects. But I love the first effect. I think that's like the second effect doesn't really come up too much for me. If I control the board, you end up winning already. It's more of a win more because if you control the board, you basically win. If you're behind, you might sneak in a win, but mostly if you're behind, you're behind. But yeah, special summon 1 Time Thief monster from your hand during your main phase. So, just that. Special summon 1 Time Thief monster from your hand. And it's a quick play. So, like I said, you can set this, activate on your opponent's turn. If you don't want to play the gadgets and you want to play the dangers, you can still do that. I think that's an amazing effect just because that gets around Winda as well. So you can special summon your opponent's turn once, and then when it's your turn, you can normal summon and then go for the Xyz play. But combos against Winda, it's blown me out way too many times. And this is why I've been waiting on this deck, because I've had the pieces since pre-release. It's the one thing that I really wanted. I got hooked up by my friend who went. I, went to Frank's. I went to my local. I went everywhere looking for people to trade and whatnot. And I tested it as much as I could. 3 Called by the Graves. I took these out for a little bit, but I realized you really need it. Like, it's definitely something because you really want to go off with one of your plays. And Redoer, if they just have any hand trap against Redoer, you need Redoer to resolve. You need everything to resolve, so having Called by the Grave would just be the best thing. So you can take out these 2 for allures if you're going for the danger route, or you can put in 2 more Time Thief hacks if you really want the Time Thief support. But I'm playing 2 Mind Controls. They're at 2 right now. I think it's a good reason why. Especially when the new rule changes, this deck I think will just get better. You can just Xyz and go off so much more. But Mind Control, yeah, I like it a lot. It's just another way to get around Winda. It's just another way to try to bait out problematic monsters on your opponent's board. And if they're running out any level 4s, then you're going to be able to Xyz. And I think that's really cool. But also link plays, I don't have too many link plays in this deck. I only really have 2, but it can just help me out so much just to have this just be on the board. And the 1 Double or Nothing. As you can see, just, the one-off to try to get the OTK. It's one of those things like if you get it, you get it. If you don't, it's just a play in the deck you can go for rather than a play you want to make. Playing all these 2-ups, the flyback, still feel like it's, I would like to go flyback to flyback. That's usually what it is. That's the one I colored. But yeah. Basically, you just target a Time Thief monster, or Xyz monster, and you attach a Time Thief card from your deck to hand or deck to it as material, which is, that's why flyback to flyback, usually. And you can target a Time Thief Xyz monster you control. When this is in your graveyard, banish it, and basically take a card from your opponent's graveyard and put it as material. 2 Retrograde. I was going to do a one-off because it's searchable, but it's come up a lot better times for me. Like I said, I love just taking, like, Servant if they're going to put in the Pendulum Zone, or if they're going to go for the Shaddoll Fusion. I love taking it, and if they use another one, then you can, like, usually have Redoer on the field. And so I'll take the first one and then use their card or whatever I need to. Just extra advantage. 2 of the Phantom Knights of Shade Brigadine, just because, like I said, I can set it on my opponent's turn and activate it. Or just if there's no traps in the graveyard, you can just play it right off the bat. You can set it and activate it. And it's just a good trap card to have. So then Redoer has a trap card so he can bounce a card from their field to their top of their deck and then hopefully steal it. And strike, which has been weaker for me lately. I mean, this is a very, like, you can probably take this out for more of a combo thing or whatever. I just still enjoy it because if the game, if I do go first and I set up with redo and everything, then, well, strike is good. It is the best card to have to set down. I know warning's at 3 and judgment's at 3, but I think strike is fine because I'm more afraid of their effects rather than their summoning, and that's just me. For the extra deck, running 2 Time Thief Redoers, which I'm so glad to have these. I bought like a set when they first came out, and I really like them being super. Hopefully they get like I'm not really too upset. I don't even need an upgrade. I think this is a great upgrade. I like how it looks. This is the boss monster of the deck. This is what the deck goes for, and that's just 2 level 4 generic. Once per turn during the standby phase, you can attach the top card of your opponent's deck to it as material. So that's really cool. And that's another thing why I like to have strike, because sometimes they'll hit that effect. They'll try to hit that effect when you try to take something, especially when he barely comes back. So I just need this. That's why I play the strike, to try to stop that. And then you can detach up to 3 types of cards. So monster, spells, and traps. And monster, you banish it into the end phase, so you can free up your extra deck zone. Although that won't really matter when the master rule change, but it's still really cool. I think it was just an innovative thing for them to do. Spell, draw a card, which is also really cool. Like I said, I love playing against pendulums sometimes and just stealing a lot of stuff, either monsters or spells. And then traps, place one face-up card your opponent controls to the top of the deck, which comes up. Sometimes I love putting the, what's that card? Just some other pendulum scales on the top and then stealing it, and then I can banish it to protect myself. There's just a lot of things it can do. Perpetua, the new one. Time Thief Perpetua. Amy or the Doctor? I don't know. I don't know who you think. I like to think it's Amy because in the art, it looks like a young girl that he protects and saves. But it's just the same thing. Psychic, Dark, rank 4. You just use generics. During the standby phase, you can attach 1 material from this card, then target 1 Time Thief monster in your graveyard except itself, and special summon that monster. So any of the Time Thieves, so even like Winder, so you can search again, Redoer in case they destroy it or get it off the field somehow. So that's cool. And quick effect, you can target 1 other Xyz monster you control, and that's any Xyz. It doesn't have to be a Time Thief. But you can attach 1 Time Thief card from your deck to it as material. You can use that once per turn. She's 19 and 25 stats, so usually play in defense mode, but sometimes I'm going to attack if I know I'm going to clear the board. But it's just it's just a way I can get, if like I go redo and do all the plays, I can get a retrograde or a flyback that's left in the deck and put it as material or spell card, another startup, so I can draw a card and then banish startup later on and then like put all materials back to redoer. And then the utility rank 4s, Cowboy for game, love that. Abyss Dweller, steal the graveyard. Daigusto Emerald, get stuff back. I don't play Pot of Avarice. Like, I thought about it. I actually had it in here for a little bit, but there was so many times that it was a dead card. So I think for synchro decks or more combo decks, this is not really a combo deck, although it has some plays. I think they're fine using it. But for this deck, I just didn't like it. Castel for protection and stuff. Baguska to just like stall the board if I need to. Tornado Dragon for back row. Utopia, the Utopia package, Utopia double, normal Utopia, and the Lightning in case as another plan just in case. And this is the links. Psyframe Lord Lambda. It's just 2 monsters except tokens, so that's why the mind control helps. I can just take whatever I want, and let's say they have a link 2 already. Topological Trisbana, which actually is it can work because like one of the plays I like to do with it is bring back Redoer. Let's say attach material, detach it to bring back like Bezel Ship, and if they have a back row and stuff, the Bezel Ship will banish, and then I'll clear out the back row. So just a little plan here, nothing too crazy, just generic stuff. So that's the link plays. And then for my extra deck, I'll just go this really quick. Oh, not the extra, the side deck, real quick just to show. But super poly targets like I played before. I just kind of regulated to the side deck. I think it probably will be good later on too because of the Shaddolls, but you know, you're not always gonna play Shaddolls, so and this can do well against them anyways. That's what I'm going for. But it also goes against Orc. You know, this stuff Orcus is just strong, and if you get a good turn 1, you can go do good against Orcus, and hopefully turn 2 you can bait stuff out and then set them back to Stone Age with bouncing things if you get the chance. So yeah. Twin Twisters, back row decks. Lost Wind, another like contingency plan against like decks that rely on the extra deck zone. And I love setting this in, and I'll usually set this in for Solemn Strike just to stop the extra deck monsters if I know they're going to come out with it first. And, you know, it's really like having 6 copies because you use 1, you lower the attack, you swing over, and then you set it again if they're going to summon another one. And against Pendulums and Spell decks, Anti-Spell Fragrance, and Imperial Order. So yeah, that's my Time Thief deck, and it's been a while. So thanks for watching. Sorry this video's been going long. I kind of want to go a little more in-depth and tell you my choices. But yeah, again, thanks for watching. Peace.